Since the dawn of time, thanks to their reptilian brains, humans have been on the alert for any startling noise. It might be a mammoth or a saber-toothed lynx. If I clap my hands, you jump, which means that you still have the reptilian brain in you. Luckily for you, it's your survival brain. The gazelle's brain is reptilian. It only has this archaic brain to rely on. With its survival brain, the gazelle has 3 ways to survive. If the gazelle is attacked by another gazelle, whose strength and energy are equivalent, it will accept a fight. The reptilian brain's first survival strategy. The gazelle prepares to fight by secreting stress hormones, increasing its breathing and heart rate, and becoming more reactive. But when the gazelle is attacked by a leopard, it knows instinctively that it cannot fight the more dangerous animal. Through the evolution of the species, or phylogenesis, it has learned that it is not a good idea to fight leopards. So it prepares to flee by secreting even greater levels of stress hormones, increasing its breathing and heart rate, and becoming more reactive, which we demonstrate using this coiled spring. The second survival strategy with the reptilian brain is flight. What happens when the leopard catches the gazelle when it is really on top of its prey? Well, the little antelope flops to the ground and freezes to play dead. Its eyes are still, its muscles go completely limp, it stops breathing, and its heartbeat is inaudible. Why does the antelope act in this way? Simply because leopards do not eat carrion. They only eat prey they have caught and killed themselves. Throughout their evolution, leopards have learned that eating prey which is already dead may mean the prey is toxic, and leopards would risk being poisoned if they ate it. By pretending to be dead, there is a strong possibility that the leopard will lose interest in the gazelle and go away to hunt another one. But have you noticed that in its lifeless state, the gazelle has an advantage? Even if the leopard bites it, it does not feel the pain. In its lifeless state, the gazelle has taken advantage of an inrush of anesthetizing hormones and also psychostimulant hormones, which cause its body and mind to become detached, as if it was viewing the scene from above. The gazelle might be seeing itself running free through the magnificent savannah, even while it is being bitten by the leopard. When there is no longer any danger, and only then, the gazelle starts breathing again and its heart begins to beat normally. And then the little antelope shakes its whole body, which enables it to reduce its levels of reactivity and alertness. By shaking its body, the gazelle rids itself of all the energy it had accumulated to fight or to flee. But fighting or fleeing would not have been the best strategy. Sometimes doing nothing is the best survival strategy. By shaking its body, the gazelle gets rid of its trauma. Why can't we do the same thing when we are attacked? We share 97% of our DNA with bonobo monkeys. We should have the same survival strategies. If I am attacked by someone of similar strength, I fight. If fighting is impossible, I flee. If fleeing is also impossible, I freeze. We don't do this because since the dawn of time, we have developed two other brains, one which reasons and thinks, and one which experiences emotions. The reasoning and thinking brain leads us to think the worst possible things about ourselves. I'm worthless. I'm weak. It's my fault I was attacked. And the emotional brain causes us to feel fear, terror, anger, stupefaction, numbness, and many other emotions. What happens inside our brains when we are faced with a trauma? Everything you have seen, heard, felt, or tasted during the day is stored until nighttime in your archaic reptilian brain. As you are going to sleep well tonight, you will go through a special sleep stage called the paradoxical sleep stage. It is called this because paradoxically, as shown by a simple electroencephalogram, it is the stage during which our brain is the most active. During this stage, we all experience rapid eye movements, or REM, in which our eyes move from left to right. During the rapid eye movement phase, everything you have heard, seen, tasted, smelt and felt is transferred from your archaic reptilian brain to a special area of the brain where it is stored and archived as a long-term memory. But when you are attacked or assaulted, you experience a trauma and your sleep suffers. This means you do not go through the paradoxical sleep stage and you do not have rapid eye movements. Everything you heard, saw, tasted, smelt and felt during the day is stored in your reptilian brain as a traumatic memory. The mammoth smell, the noise it made, night falling if the assault took place at nightfall. Or for our modern man who was the victim of a terrorist attack, the smell of explosives, the noise of the explosion, the assailants' balaclavas, their expressions. This means that when you hear the noise of a firework or see people wearing balaclavas, you will immediately be triggered. You will experience the same emotions and the same bodily sensations in the present moment. And all this has been proven by studies in neuroscience using functional brain imaging. If your survival response to the initial trauma was to freeze, you will probably freeze again when you are triggered. Every time you are triggered, you experience the same inrush of anaesthetizing and psychostimulant hormones, so much so that over time you will anesthetize yourself from your bodily sensations and your nearest and dearest. Thanks to IMA express therapy, which is based on sets of bilateral stimulation, as in eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing therapy, or EMDR, it is now possible for you to recover from your trauma.
Good evening, Doctor. Can you describe the special features of rapid integration through alternating movements?
Is that we use age regression hypnosis on our patient, taking them back to their age when they experienced the original traumatic event, and enabling them to access as many memories as possible related to the traumatic event. The patient certainly slept poorly in the nights following his or her assault. When we ask patients to center on their traumatic experience and to track the therapist's hand movements with their eyes, you can understand that we are seeking to reproduce the eye movements which are central to the paradoxical sleep stage, and which patients suffering trauma have been deprived of both at the time of the trauma and in the months or years since. By doing this, we are able to transfer all the traumatic memories from the archaic reptilian memory to long-term memory, where they become painless recollections, freeing patients from their traumatic past and enabling them to resume the normal course of their life.